Hello.
Yes, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. What about you?
Good, 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 good. So how did your interview go? Like you said, you just had your interview finished.
Yeah, it is for Dutch, for French.
Oh,
No,
like
because for me, I'm following a training for translation.
okay, okay, okay. And it was an interview to become a translator, or what kind of
Yes,
interview was it?
yes, right. Yes, to become social translator in public sector for the person who just arrived to Belgium.
Okay, okay, clear. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do today is to actually prep you a little bit for the interview that you have tomorrow, right? So I'll be telling you what you can expect, for example, what kind of like topics that will be discussed, so you could prepare yourself for it, etc. Have you had the time to already check the job description fully?
Yes, more or less.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, or is everything clear so far?
For me, like. Like I would uh, expect like about the experience they are expected because they ask 2 years experience.
Yeah, but the thing is, I already showed you their profile to them, and they were also willing to hear out people who just recently got out of school or something who may want to like learn, because for them, what's more important? They told me that it's not important about the years of experience. It's more so the eagerness and willingness to learn. Hence why, like I told them, I met you, Muhammad, that who is someone who's very much eager and willing to learn.
Yes. Yeah, okay. In this level, like for me, I because I do my best to have more experience by doing project by myself, like
Mm-hmm.
to build like showcase. I would say like to have a plot like a portfolio to about my jobs,
Mm-hmm.
about the stuff that I'm doing, so that I
Mm-hmm.
could present it to them by using STAR framework.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem. Here is where is my role, and here is the impact. That's it.
Yeah, 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 exactly. I was actually good that you mentioned that, because actually I was going to give that away with you today as well with the prep, that like it's important to use the STAR method, the situation, the task, the action, and the result, because then you would have a sort of structure to explain, your previous projects, your previous work experiences. So I'm really glad that you actually already are familiar with the STAR method. However, first, Mohammed, I wanted to ask, for your interview tomorrow, you will be on a laptop, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not really like a good, look with like on the phone. I think as it looks right now that you're on the phone,
Yes,
right
right.
now, or
Yes, because you call me and I connect on my phone. No, no problem. I will be
okay, okay,
on
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
laptop.
Tomorrow you
Yes.
will be on your laptop. Okay, okay, great, perfect. Because I was just, I just wanted to give you a heads up. It would look a bit, more professional if it was on a laptop than like just
Yeah.
being on the
I will
phone,
not
right?
wearing this also, but
No, no, no. Yeah, 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 exactly. So, no, finally, it's good to see you. Put a face on the screen, because we have just been talking on the phone at the moment.
yeah.
So, what I'm gonna do is maybe just first start off with a small introduction, since we just to get a bit more familiar with each other, to break the ice a little bit. So yeah, basically, I'm just gonna do a smart introduction, and then I will also expect you to do the same thing if you feel comfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically,
But
I am
just
Kimberly.
no, just sorry. It will be in French or in English?
Which one? The interview?
Yes.
The thing is, there's two rounds of the interview. The first round is fully in English. It's to test more about your technical, your background skills, and all of that. But the second round is more your French testing. That's where the French will come. So the
No,
first round, since
because
it's
I want to concentrate what I have to say in French so that I
yeah,
will not have problem because
yeah,
for
no, no, no.
sometimes for
Listen,
me I prepare it in Dutch and French and English,
mhm.
and I would start always in English, and then I would go to French in my mind, and then I get confused because
No, no, no,
what I
no.
have to
I get it.
say, because the way that I present myself sometimes in English, not the same time that I present myself in French.
No, 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 absolutely. I get that. But like, look, Muhammad, what we will do, definitely the thing is for now, what we're prepping for is round one. So meaning it's just fully in English. And if you do go to round two, I will also prep you for it. I will also tell you. So you don't have to worry about that. So now we just have to prep for round one, and then we will have to wait for feedback and see if you can go on round two. And if you can go to round two, I will still definitely help you with the prep and let you know what you should, focus on and like what you can expect, right? So don't worry about that. The first round is fully in English.
Okay,
Clear?
yeah, okay, that's really great.
Okay, great. So, like I said, I just want to break it off a little bit, just by having a small introduction, just so we get a bit familiar with each other. So, I am Kimberly. I've been working for Tech Systems now for almost 4 months, and previously I did marketing and sales before. And then I'm originally from the Philippines. I've been living in Belgium now for almost 8 years, I think. Yep, 8 years. And yeah, what else? Aside from work, I like being active. I like seeing friends. I like going to the gym. I like cooking as well. Yeah, basically in short, just like that. Maybe if you could do the same for you, bit of a background, and then like a bit more personal stuff if you feel comfortable sharing with, then we can hit
Okay.
it off after that.
Okay, that's really great. First of all, thank you for having me for this interview. My academic, I will start by my academic background,
Mm-hmm.
where I have start my, I would say, my career professional.
Mm-hmm.
Start where I
Mm-hmm.
came from. Now I am Belgium. I get my nationality with last week. I came from
Mm-hmm.
originally Palestine, where I have learned
Mm-hmm.
and where I was elite at university, and I had a privilege to get a scholarship, as I am
Mm-hmm.
one of the best student at my faculty in business school. So that
Mm-hmm.
I followed my study in Spain. I had Erasmus experience where I'm
Mm-hmm.
open to learn and for another culture and communication way. Where after
Mm-hmm.
that I finished my Erasmus, where I have to return back, but I could, unfortunately I could not return back in some reason. So that I came to Belgium, and in
Mm-hmm.
Belgium, you can see some gap in my CV, but I studied at VUB. But it was Corona at that time. But I follow online to complete my bachelor degree. After I received
Mm-hmm.
my residency in Belgium, I complete
Mm-hmm.
my master degree here in Belgium. Within 2 years, I learned a lot. I learned French, Dutch, and
Mm-hmm.
I could speak more professionally in French and Dutch. And also,
Mm-hmm.
I had for the work experience, I would say like I had a lot different project. One of the project about sales. The problem
Mm-hmm.
for the company, it was Bain company. It's one of the biggest company in consulting. The problem, it was about the sales. They have problem in the sales performance was lower at certain point. So that my job at that time, I have to analyze the KPI, the conversion
Mm-hmm.
rate, and how many order and the average and this. And
Mm-hmm.
after I analyze this data and I optimize it and I propose the strategic, it was about the level of strategical presenting of the company and the performance and the validity of the product. What was my recommendation to them, the validity of the product, and also the language adaptation, where have positive impact by 20% of increasing the sales, which is really great for me. And the second company
Mm-hmm.
for startup company, where this startup company, during my study, they have a privilege to work with this startup, and now they finished the I would say the startup phase. Now they are going grow up. I start with them from almost scratch. I held the problem for them, which market they have to choose, and we help them to enter Wallonia market, as this market was not saturated. My job
Mm-hmm.
was conducting survey, benchmarking analysis, and and then we proposed to them our recommendation, how they could enter this market, and it was positive. It was positive outcome where I get one of the top 10 project consulting during my study. This is for level of project that I had it, and even I had different project with different cases. But this is what I would say, which I have learned the communication skills and stakeholder management. And during this time, after that, I had during also my master thesis, where I worked on a lot of technical skills, I would say, in the level of Scrum, Agile, and I apply it on real project for fintech company. Yeah. This is what I would say. And I also, to continue my work experience rather than stop just looking for jobs, I followed trainingship for business analyst with Personal Information, where I learned about modeling, business modeling, and business notation, and user case, and yeah.
Okay. Great. So now I have tried to note down everything that you mentioned right now, just to see how we can tackle it better, or how we could maybe say it better and all of that, right?
I think I talk a lot.
Yeah. That's why I will pinpoint some things that are important and some that are a bit more unnecessary. Okay. So if you don't mind me telling you certain things, would that be okay for you?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Hence, this is why we're helping you prep, right? To make sure that you don't maybe say the wrong things, or that you don't overly explain, or like not get to the point, etc. So, what the first thing I've noticed, Mohammed, is that you talk fast and you sound like you're running out of time. Like you kept on, you didn't pause. You were just the whole time like, so my academic background, blah blah blah, like. It sounds like you're very scripted in a way. It doesn't sound natural. So I think
I don't have script in my.
No. I'm telling. I believe you. It's just how it overcomes. Like it overcomes, as in like, it's like like manufactured. It's good. It's good that you have a lot of information to share.
In my
but
mind,
I just
like what I had.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's really good. Yeah, I will write.
Yeah,
it
you
down.
just have to take some pauses in between, or break in between, because it's gonna be hard to follow if you say all of this in one go. It will not process in their mind if you will talk like for 7 minutes straight without pausing, for example. So I'm just giving you away some tips. So if you could take some break, or breathe a little bit in between, so you can refrain from like talking super fast, that would be great. So that's one tip that I first want to give away. And then as an introduction, I like that you started with the academic background, but also I think it was good to know about like the whole experience that you've had, but maybe just pinpoint the important ones, the necessary ones to share. For example, okay, you said you're originally from Palestine, and then like your academic background, you had the privilege to get a scholarship. That is also good to know, that you were a very good elite student, that you were able to go to Erasmus in Spain. Okay, that's very good. But then you don't have to like mention yourself about the gap in your CV. Like it feels like it sounds like you're already defending yourself without even them asking for it. So if they don't ask for it, don't put yourself in a position where they're gonna be like, oh, actually, yes, he actually has a gap on it. If they ask you, then you can talk about it, because now you're overly presenting too much information without having, when it's a bit unnecessary. So I would remove a bit like you can see the gap in my CV, because that's like over explaining. It seems like you're defensive in a way about the gap, right? So I would just wait for that until if they come up with it, then you can talk about it, right? So yeah, like I said, keep the Palestine, keep the your elite privileged student and Erasmus in Spain, culture, communication, etc. That's good. And then when you then it's also interesting when you talked about when you moved to Belgium, and that you learned French and Dutch in 2 years. That's good. And then I wouldn't necessarily talk about your sales. The thing is, if they ask you about your background, you can ask them, would you want the full picture of it, or would you want more about IT focused, like the second one that you mentioned, like the second experience you mentioned about the startup company, where you did stakeholder management, or like a master thesis where you work on Scrum, Agile. You first have to add, because the thing is, you have quite some experience, right? But not all of them will be relevant for them to hear. For example, the sales part, they wouldn't really think that would
Interesting
be
too.
relevant to. Yeah. So ask them, okay, I have quite some experience I would like to share, but would you be interested in more like the stakeholder management and like the Scrum Agile, more the IT related experience that I have, or would you want the fuller picture of like everything from what I did from back after I graduated to this? I mean, you know what I mean? Does it make sense to you? So just
Yeah.
ask for their permission first. Like, do you want the full picture from sales to Scrum and Agile, or do you want more the relevant ones regarding stakeholder management, Scrum, Agile? Okay.
Okay. So that
Yeah.
like, for example, for the level of when I want to present my experience, I will
Mm-hmm.
not. That mean I will not present like Bain Company, for example, because not more related to the job.
No. I'm not saying that. It's more so like the sales the sales experience that you have right now. What It's not really collaborating a lot with the job description. The job description is about stakeholder management, being a bit technical about Scrum, Agile, Jira, and all of that. So you have to adapt yourself a little bit with what is the job description, or like what is being asked from you, because otherwise you will lose a lot of time by overly explaining some of the unnecessary things, and that may also give them the impression that you are not straight to the point. It looks like you're too broad, you're not straight to the point. So I like that you're using the STAR method, because you said like, yeah, you explained on each experience. You were like, yeah, so the bank, we this we had to do this, or like this is what the problem. But I think I didn't really hear what you actually did. You said, yeah, we had a there was a strategy proposed or recommendation, but you didn't go into detail what that strategy is and what that recommendation is. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes.
So you just said you've given results. You've given the project was a success because you proposed a strategy. You recommended something on how to enter the market. But how did you enter the market? Like, do you know? Like, be a bit more detail.
Yeah,
So
this
it
project is very detailed, because I help them in the finance part and strategic part and technical part for the platforms, because the
Yeah,
platform
see,
design.
that's what would they want to hear. How I help them is by the technical part, the finance part. Um, so yeah, I think with you, you're ready, you're good, you're prepared. It's just that there's some tweaking that we have to do in terms of like answering and in terms of sharing information. So if you're writing this down, right? Like the things that I'm telling you, so that
Yes,
you're prepared.
everything,
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. So basically, that's why like I'm saying, keep working with the STAR method. Say like, okay, the situation was this. I was what was it? Like I was I'm just gonna give you a random name. Okay, I was a project manager. I did project management at the startup company that I was working with. So that's the situation. And then the task were, so the problem at that company was X, Y, and Z, right? So the task that I was given to, or I was responsible for, are X, Y, and Z. So that's like the T from the STAR method. And then the action is, so what I did to be able to solve that problem is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then at the end, like the result, you could say like, oh, and then the outcome of this project was that, the 20% increase that I heard, or something, or like
Yes.
the outcome was like we found a new market, for example, right? So if it helps you, you could maybe even say out loud the STAR method. You could say like, okay, so the situation at my previous project is A, B, C, D, and then the tasks that were assigned to me were blah 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 blah. You know, like if it helps you talk, if it helps you get that structure, you should like use this. You could say it out loud. You could say, so the situation was like this at that company. The task that I was given to is this. The action that I took was this. The result that I had was this. You know.
Okay.
So if that helps, if that gives you a bit more of a structure as to how to explain things and a bit in detail, not too in detail, but like at least a bit of detail, not just saying like, oh, we proposed a new strategy, we recommended something, but what is that? What did you recommend? What was the strategy? You know what I mean? So just that's from my side the tip that I would give you. And then for this specific role though, make sure to give as much example regarding your technical skills involvement in a project. Like you said, the Scrum, the Agile. What else? There were things in your profile that I saw. For example, the data analysis, the UML use cases.
Yes.
The tech. Be more focused on projects you've done with your technical skills. Like I'm telling you, I mean, it's good that you have experience in sales and the banking and all that, but for this specific role, they want to see how technical you could be and how flexible you could be, like as a project manager.
Okay.
So make it as relevant as possible to like the technicality of your experience and your
Like,
project
for
management
example,
experience.
when I mention agile, I give them a real example what I have done with agile.
Yeah.
When I
It
mention
doesn't have to be. Yeah, if you could say like in 1 or 2 sentences. You don't have to say the full backstory, but say with agile at this project I had to implement or configure this, and because the situation was blah 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 X, Y, and Z. You know, like just make it like every time you talk, just give like a bit of an example and use the STAR method.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what I also wanted to ask
this kind of thing, I have to say it for example, when I want to start, normally I have a resilient story, but sometimes I don't mention it, but I don't know if it's good to mention it or not.
Mohammed, you have to be very careful with that, because you could share information about, like, you're a resilient person. I wouldn't say it necessarily from the start though. I think it would be better towards the end, saying like, look, I'm a very eager and motivated person to learn. I've always been resilient my whole life, because of maybe a bit more personal experiences. But you don't have to share to them that, like, what you really have gone through, because obviously I don't think it's super comfortable for you. But just say, I wouldn't bring up in the beginning, because it would look like it could give the impression that you're kind of like
concentrate on showing off.
You're kind that you're kind of like concentrated on that fact too much. So I think I would do it more at the end, saying like, after the interview, you'd be like, I'm the type of person, I'm very resilient, I'm very eagerly motivated. In my life, I've experienced like difficult situations where I had to, like, be strong and make sure that I keep learning. I think I would give it more as at the end than like rather in the beginning, because otherwise in the beginning it would look like you want them to like empathize with you or something. That kind of like will affect. That would kind of like affect, like, I think a little bit their impression of you if you immediately start with like being resilient in the beginning. Okay. If I'm just giving you my tips, okay? Please don't take it. If I'm offending or anything, just please let me know, okay?
Right.
I don't want you.
You have more experience in people more than me. Even in certain way, for me, I'm shocked, because you I think your mother tongue is like English. You are native in English.
No, I appreciate it, but I'm not, unfortunately. I mean, I'm trying to practice it as much as possible, so hence why I think the fluency.
Like 8 years in Belgium and you don't speak French. For me,
I do speak Dutch though. I do speak some Dutch, so I think that says. Yeah, zeker.
Okay.
But okay, wait. I want to wrap. Okay. I also have another meeting in like 10 minutes, so I want to like just give away with you as much as possible.
For me, last thing, and then you. For example, if I want to structure my interview, I will structure it by academic, to the point, and what I learned for each phase, like what was the main thing in each. For example, my bachelor degree, I was elite and I get this and this. An Erasmus student, I get Erasmus there where I learn this and this. And then I came to Belgium, and then I followed master. Here, when I
And
say
you learned your Dutch and French. Yeah.
here, during when I mention master, I feel like whole my life changed, like because I was busy with consulting project, the same time language competencies, and the same time technical competencies, like
Oh,
ERB.
what you could say, Mohammed, is that when you the moment you moved to Belgium, you became you had to become very flexible. That's a good thing. They were looking for someone who's flexible, and that's definitely you. So tell them after you did your introduction saying, okay, I moved to Belgium 2 years ago, blah blah blah. Then tell them like that was the biggest point in my life that changed. I had to be very flexible and adaptive in my surroundings, in my environment. So I had to learn Dutch, I had to learn French. I did some project on the side. I don't know, studying on the side as well. Tell them what you did. That sounds like
Organizing.
that's
I am
just basically.
ambassador. I am ambassador for French and Dutch communities here in Belgium. For
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah. So
organization.
yeah, so I
Okay.
think what I mainly want to give away here is that make sure that you show them that you're flexible, you're eager to learn, and that you bring a lot to the table because you with all of your experiences, you've done stakeholder management, you've done even like other stuff like sales, or for example. But yeah, when I got to know you, you convinced me by telling me that you just really want to
Yes, but
put your
sometimes
knowledge
I could not
into work.
articulating the words better. Sometimes I
That's why
don't.
you have to prep. That's why you have to prep.
Yeah,
So you could.
I have a lot to propose on the table. I learned. I always busy to learn to improve my skills, competences. Even someone he just graduated, as a Belgian people, they don't have what I have.
Mhm.
I'm not born here. I always,
By the way, yeah, don't. By the way, I appreciate you saying this, but don't say this in the interview because it
yeah,
would sound like you're too.
complaining.
You it would. Yeah, it sounds like you're complaining. So just
No,
don't tell
no,
them that
no,
like
no.
I'm.
No, I will not do that. But just telling you
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
like I have a lot of things, but sometimes I miss how articulating the words make difference for
Mhm.
me. So that I
Mhm.
told you,
Mhm.
I took a lot. No.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But you have to like pick the necessary information you want to share, and like I said, focus a lot more on the projects that you've done project management with, stakeholder management with, and also your technical skills. That's definitely what they want to hear. Okay. And then
Okay.
always try to answer with star method because that's the most structured way to like give an answer to a specific question. And then please, Mohammed, one of the things that people got rejected is because sometimes people are too afraid to ask the question again because they don't understand it, so they just improvise something. If you do not understand something, please ask them. It's better to ask, to say like, please, if I understand you correctly, is this what you mean, or could you please repeat the question, other than trying to, because you're scared to ask if
No.
maybe they will think you're not good or something, that you're just gonna accept the question and then answer, but then it's not the right answer. It's better to just really check it with them, because we've had candidates who are like, the reason why they got rejected is because they didn't get the point of the question. They were scared to ask again, to like, oh, is this what you mean? Could you please repeat the question? I'd rather have you ask that than like improvise something just to not ask.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's really makes sense for me. Also, some I have just like they mentioning like weakness point, strengthness point, how people they will judge you. This kind of a question. I don't know if they propose it or not. About how
Uh
they divide the interview. Like first about technical and background,
oh,
and then
okay.
they
I
go
will I
to
will I will
personality, and then
I will I will tell you like the topics that you will see in this first round, okay? So they will definitely ask about your previous experiences. They will ask you how you see yourself in the future. They will ask you about your technical knowledge. They will ask you if you've been involved with like software development cycle, like with the technologies that you know. For example, have you been involved with software development cycle?
Yes. For DevOps.
So yeah. You've been involved, right?
Yeah.
Like a little bit, like you know how the technical the tech work and stuff, or like you
Yes.
have understanding or knowledge as to
Yeah,
how the tech works, right?
because I worked and I had a training in business analyst where I have to communicate with the developer and then the same time I have.
Please say that. Please say that. That is important. They would love to hear that you've had this training as a business analyst and that you've been involved with the software development cycle.
Yes, and I
That
have
will
to
definitely,
I have to write the document for them in the language the business developer the developer understand it.
please, emphasize this, please. I'm telling you, they would love that. If they hear you say you've had business analyst project and you've had to like talk with like the developers there or like translate the languages or whatever, they would love that. Please, I'm really telling you this. Don't forget that. That is, now that I heard that, that's definitely what they want. That's definitely what they want. So yeah, basically I'm telling you now in short, because I have to go in 5 minutes. Previous experiences, how you see yourself in the future, technical knowledge, you already have the tech skills in your CV, but you just have to talk about it a little bit more. Your software development cycle involvement, and then they will also ask you some situational questions. For example, like how would you do how would you handle a difficult situation if a client is not happy? Those type of like situational questions. So I don't know everything by heart, what kind of questions, but prepare yourself with the situational questions that they might ask. Think of like scenarios that could happen with clients and the consultants, what you would do in that place, okay? Because they might ask you situational questions.
Okay. Okay, that's great.
Clear?
This is in
Clear?
English, so that I have to
This is
to
100%
prepare
English.
in English. Yeah. Okay.
100%. Yes.
Okay.
And then after the first round, if you proceed in the second round, you will be then tested with your French, but that is to be waited. We have to wait first the second round, first round, and then the second round.
Yeah. No.
And
for
also,
that- no.
yeah, also with the second round, like I said, I will prep you for it if you do go through. I will help you, like just we do right now,
Yeah,
like we did right now. I will
it's
help
very
you.
great. So that I will, and I just will prepare myself in English, so that I will structure in my mind in English.
Yeah. But if you also want to
No,
showcase a little bit your Dutch,
wait, see. If I have like some cases, I'm not afraid to speak French. Je peux parler français. Ik kan Nederlands praten. Ik heb geen probleem. Maar sommige, ik voelde mezelf dat moeten mijn woorden, wat ik zal zeggen, moeten controleren. Of sommige verben moeten controleren. Of zo.
klopt.
Daarom ik zeg,
Dat begrijp ik.
mijn hoofd om te wasselen voor andere talen is niet heel gemakkelijk.
No, klopt. Yeah. So the thing is, the interviewers speak Dutch, but they're not gonna do the interview in Dutch. They're gonna do it in English. But if you want to showcase that how good you are, maybe at the end, maybe when when the interview is wrapping up and laughing a little bit, you could just like throw a little bit of Dutch in to maybe joke a little bit, give a bit of a personality. More on the end, like if things are getting funny and all of that. But so okay, I've wrapped up everything that I wanted to say to you, Mohammed. And what I will do is I will send you like an email with everything that we talked about, so that you have it also on paper a little bit. Okay. And then on that email, I will also link like the profiles that you will see tomorrow, so that you have a sort of idea who they are, how they work.
Yeah.
I will send you their LinkedIn profile, so that you also know who you're going to talk to, or what kind of people they are, right?
Okay.
And then Mohammed, please, I also want to ask you to prepare some questions
about the company itself. Like they will ask me about the like why you want to.
No, well, actually, just prepare yourself like to see like the core values or the mission. But I will send you the link to it. You could just check it, have a read, and just make like some connections to it. So
Okay.
just, yeah, I will send you the link. But I will want to ask you as well, like to prepare some questions, because at the end they will probably ask you, do you have any questions? It's better to say yes, because then it looks like you're engaging, you know?
Yes,
Because
yes,
some
of
people, they said
course.
they just, yeah. Otherwise, if you say no, no, everything is clear, it sounds like
No, I would
you're
like
not
always
interested.
asking
So
them
yeah,
about the project that they are
yeah,
busy right now.
yeah, yeah. The client, for example, what kind of clients will I get? What kind of like project technologies, blah blah. Sound interested. You know. So at the so prepare some questions as well, like what you would want to what you would want to know from them. It's better to have questions than to not have questions, because otherwise it looks like you're not engaging or you're not interested at all.
Okay. That's really great.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
thank you for your time, and I really appreciate you, and I hope so it goes very well.
yeah. I hope as well. And like I said, I will send you the email of like a bit of like the link to the profile, the link to the core values, and then some more
Okay.
summarized stuff, and then prepare yourself. Hopefully it will go tomorrow, and I will also like call you tomorrow after the meeting, after the interview, to check in how you feel, how it was,
Okay.
etc. So yeah, just prepare yourself. Hopefully this was very valuable to you, that you've learned some tips and some advices a little bit.
Yeah. For me, I always have a block, when I mention my master, like I talk a lot, and then I lose my.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel it
yeah,
like
that's
I
why.
lose myself when I talk to
Mhm.
my master, because I would say this is the main stone. It was the main change when I follow master
Yeah,
degree
yeah,
and I
yeah.
learn language and stuff like this. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Okay, everything is clear. Any questions, Mohammed, or that's it?
No, I think it's not in the interview.
Okay, okay. All
Okay.
right. So the thing is, if you need any help or questions, you
No.
have my email, and I think you also have my number. So if in any case, if today, tonight, I don't know, or tomorrow morning, if you all of a sudden have questions or need help on anything or support, let me know, and
Yeah.
I will be there available to help you out. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really great. I really great appreciate you. You are Belgian right now.
A citizen, Belgian. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you and see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See, I'm not gonna be there, but see you.
No, after or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Have a
Bye
nice
bye.
day. Have a nice day.